Here's why you can't end that bad habit or that compulsive behavior of yours. Chances are that you are using consequences as a motivator to change your behavior. And what that means is, let's say you're eating too much, putting on a lot of weight, you're using too much pornography, you're addicted to soap operas or reading manga, whatever the fuck it is that you're like, I think I have a problem. I don't think this is healthy. Oftentimes when you start the process of ending the behavior, you think of all the negative things that are going to happen. And often there are some negative consequences already. You're overweight, your doctor told you your cholesterol is too high, you've already lost a handful of relationships because you're addicted to drama, emotional validation, you have trust issues, whatever it is, you're like, I don't want to lose that relationship again. I don't want to die of a heart attack. I don't want to get cancer. I don't want the FBI knocking on my door because I'm watching the most fucked up type of pornography that is borderline illegal. You guys know yourself. Stop that shit. You think of the consequences. The only problem with thinking of the consequences is that consequences are often negative. And most of the time, you are engaging in that behavior to escape a negative situation that you cannot cope with. You have no coping mechanisms to deal with it, and thus the bad behavior or compulsive behavior comes in. And that's what you've been using to feel better about that. But it's still negativity. Instead, focus on the benefit. Focus on the benefit. Let me explain how this works. Let's say you're in the woods and you see a big grizzly bear. And you're like, oh, fuck. I gotta get out of here. You take a step back and you step on a twig. Twig snaps. Not only does the twig snap, you hear some sounds behind you and you turn around and there are the cubs of Mama Bear. The grizzly bear turns around and it's like, what the f? I step away for 1 minute and a fucking human is here. You see the grizzly look at you. You understand the consequences of what's about to go down in mere milliseconds. And then the bear starts rumbling towards you. Running, just muscles and fat and fur shaking, salivating. Now you start running. Are you running because, think about this one. Are you running because of the consequences of getting eaten by the bear? Or are you running because of the benefit of living? Because in those few seconds that you were standing there, I guarantee you that a few things rushed through your mind in less than a couple of seconds. Oh, should I lay down and play dead? I read somewhere that when you're in this situation, you should just make a lot of noise. And then your mind is, fuck that, the cubs are here. So all that shit is out of the window. You're thinking of all of those things. But what causes you to run and keep running are the benefits of living. Because if you were somebody who stepped into that forest, those woods, and you were like, I'm stepping in here because it's time for me to end my life. I don't mean to trigger anyone. It's time for me to end my life. You went in there to find a way to, end your life. And the bear started running towards you. You'd be like, oh, well, here we go. I couldn't care. I couldn't care any less. This is it. This is what's going to happen to me. The only thing that sucks is that it's a bear that's going to maul me to death. But let's do this. You'd stand there. I'm going a little bit far with this example, right? The point remains, benefits cause us to run and keep running. Love, the people you're going to miss, all the things you could do with your life, all those things, you appreciate them because your future is bigger than your past. I'll say this again. Your future is bigger than your past. And thus, when it comes to habits, the benefits of ending an out of control behavior far outweigh the negative consequences. Consequences will get you into a program. Consequences will get you buying the course. Consequences will get you buying the book or going to see your therapist. But it is benefits that will keep you moving forward because Once you've done this before, what happens when you buy a book, join a course, speak to a coach, get a therapist, find some sort of help, get on medication, whatever the intervention is to help you stop that compulsive behavior or bad habits? What happens when you no longer feel the consequences? You stop doing it. You stop doing the things that are working for you, and thus you go back to that behavior again. But when you switch at a certain point from the consequences to the benefits, you start focusing on the benefits. You start feeling good about it. You start hitting those goals, and your self-image begins to change. This is the problem. This is the reason why so many programs out there don't work. Religious interventions for addiction. Why? Because the underlying premise is that if you keep sinning, if you keep engaging in this lustful behavior, in this behavior with alcohol, in this XYZ, there is going to be a negative consequence. You are going to go to hell. Consequences are a wonderful way to control a group of people. I was controlled by that for many years growing up. The consequence of being a lustful guy, right? All those consequences, the consequences of greed, the consequences of gluttony, all those things controlled me really, really well. So I decided that I wanted to step away from it and define the benefits for myself. I hope you guys found that helpful. I'm JK, your brother in the struggle. This is Porn Reboot Coach in the Porsche. I'll speak to you later on in the week.